Hey everyone, this is Miko from the Permit Empire. I am just jumping in here real quick. I wanted to make a quick live video. I am completely done with the day, but I am like, okay, let me go ahead and jump in here and make this quick video. I want to thank you all so much for whoever tunes in tonight. It is a little bit late. It is a little bit later than I usually would go live. So I just want to thank you for tuning in. And if you catch it on the replay, I want to thank you so much for just tuning in, even at that point. Now, like I said, I wanted to just jump in here and make a video real quick, right? And I haven't made a video in a little while because generally speaking, January is a little bit slower for me. Hey Chiquita, how you doing? Good to see you in here. But usually the month of January is like a little bit slower for me, right? Because it's the month where people are kind of coming back from vacation. A lot of my clients are coming back from vacation. So, they're kind of getting back into the sales groove. Hey Marie, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. But usually that's kind of what's going on. So I kind of thought, I was like, oh, okay, usually that's how my January looks. So I'll have the time to make videos, no big deal. I have the time. And it didn't happen that way. And not that I'm complaining, but that's kind of why I didn't make videos for a little while, just because my January got so busy, so fast. And I found myself kind of working some long hours because it just got really, really busy. At least the fact is too that I'm doing things online, like a lot, even more so. I am submitting permits and those kind of things online, so it works out for me. Can't complain. Like I said, I'm not going to complain about it, but I just wanted to say at least that's kind of what happened. So I wanted to jump in here and talk about something, right? Hey, how you doing? I'm glad to see you in here. But I wanted to jump in here real quick because I wanted to talk about something. So yesterday, right, I was in a seminar. I joined into this seminar because they were talking about a certain aspect of business, kind of, just talking about like hiring and that kind of stuff, just that kind of portion of the business. And I wanted to get some insight. Hey, as much insight as I can get, I go ahead and I jump in there, right? So I'm in this seminar getting this information, trying to learn a few things so I can implement that in my business as well. But something that I did notice, and this is why I wanted to jump in here, is something I noticed that in the conversation, for the most part, I got in there for one reason, to get some information about a certain area of business. And, we were talking in the seminar, they were going over a few topics. And one of the topics was like an economic downturn. They were talking about it and saying how a lot of people are experiencing that right now just in their business, and not just for a notary, not just for, permit runner. This was just a business seminar, right? So they were talking about that, and they were like, okay, a lot of the people, they were asking a lot of the people who is experiencing that right now, who is going through, whose business is slow right now. And like I said, normally for me, January is already like a little bit of a slower month because everyone's getting back from vacation and they're doing their thing, right? They're kind of getting back into the grind of business. But last month was really busy. So again, like I said, the seminar I'm in, they're talking a lot about, a downturn and how to kind of prepare for that. And I had to stop and I had to look at it. And I was like, okay, there's quite a few people who are saying that they're a little bit slow. And this is different businesses. This isn't, like I said, this isn't just one type of business, not notary, not just permanent runner. It's just businesses in general. And what I noticed though, what I will say, what I noticed is last month, January, which ended up being my biggest January in, with my business, right? It was my biggest January. Of course, for me, I keep track of my business each month. I see what did I produce? What was my income? What are the figures that came in? And what I do is I track that month, like January of 2023, I track it against January of 2022 to see how am I improving at all, because I want to improve year over year. I really want to. And I noticed that I had like my numbers went up last month. Like I was way over what I did January 2022. And I think I pretty much doubled what I did January 2021, which was great. But again, I noticed that there was something that I did a little bit different in this instance. What I've been trying to make an attempt to do a little bit more so is, because you guys know, if you're watching in my videos, I'm talking a lot about, networking or actual social media marketing. That's what I'm talking about. I talk a lot about marketing your services on social media. But what I started to do was also to reach out to, others who may have had just something to kind of do with my industry. They might not have been exactly, my ideal client, but they were in the arena. And I will say that has truly helped me. Networking in general, we have to do that in order to keep our business going. If you are experiencing a downturn or a slowdown in your business, listen, you really should be at this time networking, even outside of necessarily the people that you would have, tried to network with. Get yourself even in front of other people, talk to other people, actually have a conversation, like show up for some of the networking events. Locally, I've noticed that a lot more people are doing networking events. Show up to some of those networking events, meet and greet, because you don't know who needs your service. And if if your business is at a slow point or a downturn point, it's the time right now to start looking outside of that normal box that you may have, kind of just roamed in. This is what you're normally doing. This is who you usually talk to. This is what clients you usually reach out to. This might be a great time for you to step outside of that box a little bit and start talking to other individuals or other businesses, to start meeting and greeting with other businesses. I'm definitely this year, definitely, I am definitely looking to make sure I am out shaking hands and passing out business cards and making sure that I'm talking to as many people as possible, because at this point I'm being referred to others. One business or one property manager, one project manager, they're now referring me to others who may need my service, who I may not have ever met. Even in the instance of my engineer, because now we have such a good working relationship. The engineer doesn't work for me. The engineer that's their own business, right? They're set up, that's their own business. But because I've done so much work with them, and not just because I've done so much work with them, because I'm friendly. I go in, I make sure that, hey, this is what I do. They know this is what I do. I'm friendly. I'm talking to them. I'm trying to connect, right? And even them, they've sent me over a referral as well. And I think that going forward, in order to make sure that we're building our business, right? We want to make sure that we have a steady flow of clients coming in. It's great to, because this is usually what I like about permit running, right? I like about permit running is, usually speaking, at least from the point where I'm advising you, you're going after a contractor for the most part. And that contractor will give you consistent work. They'll give you consistent work. You get another contractor. That contractor will consistently give you work, right? And that is ideal. That is what you're looking for. But especially when you're just starting, and let's say you don't have that, you don't have those consistent clients, it is good to make sure that you are, hey, everyone that you're interacting with, if that contractor sends you, hey, I need you to pick up my engineering from my engineer, hey, sure, of course, that's a part of that can be a part of your package. But also, you want to make sure that when you talk to that engineer, hey, you're even introducing yourself, making yourself known, because guess what? They may have a client that they want to send to you or send your way, or someone they want to just refer to you. And that'll help you along your journey. Hey, Robin, good to see you in here. Thank you so much for joining in. But that'll help you along your way, just by making sure that the people that you encounter, you're making sure that they know who you are, and you're making yourself friendly to these people, so that, hey, in case they want to refer you to someone, hey, they know who to go to, right? Let's see, Dorsey, you're saying doing good, just trying to figure out what to do as far as starting my permanent runner business. You're in South Carolina, and they don't do that there. If they don't do that there in South Carolina, like, I'm not sure. Each state and each city has their own rules, I will say. And I don't know a whole lot about South Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't know a lot about South Carolina. I was under the impression that they do have permit runners there. It might not be, and I will say this too, with permit running, it's not one of those businesses that's like broadcast everywhere. The contractors, you see a lot of contractors, you don't necessarily always see a lot of permit runners. And so that may be a thing too. You want to double check that, because you're acting as a representative. You're acting as a representative on behalf of a contractor. And if there's no one in your area doing it, that doesn't mean it's not something you can't do. It might just be something that you can jump on right away and get started, because clients, your contractors need people. And so far, what I've seen, they need people everywhere. they're building their team too. Robin, you made a connection. All right. Yes. Okay. I'm so happy to hear that, Robin. Yes, but we have to continue that. Robin, I'm so glad you made a connection. I hope that that works out for you. I really do. But yeah, so we definitely want to be making sure that, like I said again, we don't even need to just stick to just social media. Those when you're encountering people in the course of your day, like I said again, you never really realize who needs your service until you put it out there. You don't know who needs your service or who you could be of assistance to, who you can help out, because until you're putting that information out there, until you're talking to people, until you are like you really should be networking. That's what we need to get out and do a little bit more of. So even just going into this year, again, like I said, last month January was a good month for me. And my Januaries are not usually the month that I'm looking to make this big old profit, because it doesn't really happen because everyone's on vacation. But the simple fact is, by people referring other clients to me, definitely gave me a big boost. It gave me a big boost just networking. So like with Robin, making connections with a contractor. That's stuff that we have to do as much as possible. Robin, how did you make that connection? Was that like social media? Was that in person? How did that happen, Robin? If you don't mind telling, how did that happen for you? Because there's so many ways you can actually reach out to different clients. Like I said, social media is always a great way, right? But we really should, it's something different when you can get in front of your potential client. It's something different. Even I will say, right, I was in Texas a couple weeks ago, just a couple weeks ago, and I looked around, I was like, oh my goodness, there is construction everywhere. It's like you can walk onto a job site for the most part, or like up to the entrance of some of those job sites, and you can talk to people. Just putting yourself in front of them right there. You never know what the need is. You have to be okay with stretching yourself past what you're used to doing or what you're okay with doing, right? You got to stretch past that sometimes, right? Oh, thank you so much, Dorsey. I appreciate that. But yeah, so even just starting, again, we go back to starting from some of the basics. Yes, making sure that your social media page is up to date. Sure, make sure that you're posting. And even with that, oh, I did bad last month. Oh, I did not do good with social media at all. But making sure, don't be like me from last month, okay, with the social media, but making sure that you're posting, making sure you're interacting, right? And even on social media, like with Instagram, making sure you're connecting with people and actually connecting. Comment on some of their posts. Comment. You can DM people. It's not that won't hurt you to do, right? This is just one way we can get out there. But as much as possible, if you can network, you can build your business. You can build your business. Like I said again, and I wanted to have this conversation just basically because of the seminar I was in yesterday, and people were literally saying that yeah, their business is down, yeah, they're suffering, and I get it, right? I'm not naive to think that nothing is causing all of this, because there's inflation, there's all kind of stuff going on. I get it, but the thing is you still got to live, you still got bills to pay, you still got to eat, all of that stuff. You still need to make money. So in order to do that, we got to go out strong and network. We got to talk to people. We got to talk to business owners as much as possible. Again, the networking events, they're definitely seem, especially in my area, they're definitely back. It's just a matter of you got to make time to step outside of what you're used to doing and go out and meet people. And even let me see what Robin's saying. So Robin, in person, you were at a property and they were picking up a lockbox for the real estate company. Oh yes, that is great. That is really good. Oh my goodness, Robin, that's great. So in person, that is definitely, you got right in there, and that's amazing. That's amazing. You got right in there. I'm so proud of you, girl. But yes, that's what we got to do. That's what we have to do. So like, again, I don't want to keep us too long. I just wanted to jump in here. Like I said, yesterday I was listening to this seminar. I'm like, wow, so many people are being affected negatively right now in their business. And I get it. Again, I get it. I get it. I get it. But we need to, if your business is slow right now, right? Take that same time. Sure, you might not be, getting a lot of calls. You might not be getting assignments, all that kind of thing. Take that time right now and go out and meet with a client. Go in person. Call someone, DM a contractor right on social media, respond. You know what? Here's the thing, right? I get contractors who don't seem to mind responding to me on social media. They will do it to you. Like they'll literally. I had someone yesterday call me and say, "Hey, I saw you on Facebook, and so I just want to talk about, different services that I'm going to be providing, and I want to see about how much these permits are going to cost for you to run them." Like just that, and it's just that simple. They will reach out to you. Contractors will reach out to you. So it shouldn't hurt for you to reach out to other people as well. This is just the way it goes. But we really should be making it a focal point in our business right now. Make sure that we are reaching out to our potential clients, stepping even past the people who we think are just our potential clients. Talk to people. Again, I go back to the engineer referred a client to me. Didn't even need. I feel like they didn't even need to. I was like, wow, but they did. So make sure that you're showing up. Make sure that you have your business cards or your contact information so that people can get your information and people can reach out to you. Make sure that that is something that you are, that's got to be your priority right now. Make sure that you're doing that, right? Oh, Robin, you're saying definitely see if real estate companies need a task runner. You will run across contractors all of the time. Absolutely. Because here's the other thing with that, Robin. Like realtors and contractors, they're almost connected in a sense, right? A lot of times, like I have a realtor friend who, yes, sometimes she needs assistance, right? She actually has a runner. Like she actually has a runner, right? But even with that, she will need, like she's called me before and she's like, "Hey, can I get your roofer guy?" Right? She'll call me, but hey, can I get your roofer guy? A lot of times they'll meet with each other, right? And so that's really good, Robin. That's really good because that they do go hand in hand a lot of times, right? They're right there together in a lot of instances. So yes, definitely that was a great idea. I hope that we all implement just something this week. It's Wednesday, that's right. So we're midweek anyway, right? So I hope that we're implementing some of these things. Robin just dropped in there some beautiful gems. So let's utilize some of that. Let's take on some of that because even with that, like Robin said, the realtor, she's like the task runner for the realtor. Let's get all the money. Let's get it from the realtor. Let's get it from the contractor. Let's get all the money. Why not? So, again, thank you all so much for tuning into this video. I'm not going to keep y'all too late. I'm going to get out of here myself. So, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. If you all have any questions, any comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and probably start making some videos where I'm answering some of the questions that I've had recently and I haven't answered. So, definitely feel free to leave your questions, your comments in the chat. I appreciate you all for joining me tonight. I want to wish everyone a good night, and I hope to chit chat with you later.